Hello there everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. This is me, THP, talking to you guys once again, and today we're going to talk about No Man's Sky. It's been a while since we last talked about this game. I've really been wanting to talk about it because I'm personally a big fan of that game, even though I gave it a bit of a middling review back at launch, but that review is completely irrelevant now, thanks to a whole bunch of updates that the game has come out with for free for a while now. The game has been out for 2 years now, and it has had 4 massive updates. So there's been like Atlas Rises that adds a story mode, Pathfinder that adds vehicles and base building and all that kind of stuff, and now the latest one called No Man's Sky Next adds something pretty big, which is multiplayer with customizable appearances and a whole bunch of other revamps. I did live stream this game yesterday on YouTube and Twitch, and I am going to stream it again tonight, but even with me streaming all of that, I barely scratched the surface of all the stuff that is in this game. So what we're going to do now is that we're actually going to go onto the main, there we go, that's the setting that I want. Just to make sure that I'm here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we have the No Man's Sky website. This is the regular website where they usually show off the updates and stuff, but there's another brand new thing that we're going to check out in a little bit. That is kind of like a galactic map on your browser, and you can actually look up your own location or somebody else's location if you have the coordinates. I think in the game you can add, there's like numbers and code that you can use on your computer to be able to find you or other people. And so let's take a look at the website, because usually they give us a pretty good vision as to everything that gets added in here. We've done this before in the past with previous updates. This is no different. So No Man's Sky Next, and again, this is PS4, this is on Steam, and of course, for the very first time ever since yesterday, the game is available now for Xbox One consoles, which again is also amazing. The more people can play this game, the better. I feel like the game has improved significantly since how it was at launch, and so I feel like now more than ever, it's a really great time to get into the game, especially with multiplayer, because that's something that a lot of people were really looking forward to since launch, and now we have it. So let's get a look. So introducing update 1.5. I think it might be better if we maybe zoom in a little bit so that you guys can read it. Again, let me check on my OBS just to make sure that you guys can see it. Yeah, you guys can see it all right. So update 1.5, Next introduces a full multiplayer experience, unlimited base building, commander fighter armadas, a graphical overhaul, and more. Yeah, graphics-wise, of course, I'm playing on PS4. You can only do so much unless you're using a PS4 Pro or on PC or whatever. I'm sure that playing this on PC, you can see the biggest amount of changes. But yeah, when it comes to PS4, there's some very slight differences, not too different from regular No Man's Sky. Unlimited base building, yeah, that is correct. I did see that they mentioned that you can make a base anywhere, in any place, on any planet. And I think that's amazing, because I remember you had to go and find a very specific kind of building and claim it, and you can only grab one, and now you can make pretty much as many bases as you want in any planet that you want. Multiplayer, yeah, so, you know, being able to go in a group and join someone's game and, you know, explore and all that kind of stuff. Freighters, so I already have a freighter on my own, but now you can keep adding other, like, sub ships and freighters. You can create, like, a little army of your own, so when you summon your freighter, all of these guys also come with you. When you get attacked, all these guys come and help you. They can go on expeditions to bring resources back and stuff. It's really, really cool. Yeah, so these are all the other updates that we were talking about before. Update marks 2-year anniversary, so yeah, Atlas Rises, Pathfinder, and Foundation. And then we have a video here. Maybe I'll show it in a little bit, but right now I just kind of want to look at the list. So yeah, here are all the different customization options. You can change color, helmet, the kind of race that you are. You know, this is one of the Gek people. And you can either be, the default one is just this regular astronaut-looking dude, but all of the other races, Korvax, Vy'keen, all of those are available just at the press of a button. You don't have to, like, go through any drastic changes or use items or, you know, give up all of your items or something like that, because sometimes there are other games that have, like, character slots where, like, a different character is created and you basically start from zero. That's not the case here. Here you just go to a space station, you change your look and whatever thing you want. If you want to be a Gek one day and a Korvax the other, you can go ahead and do that like it's nothing. And that's great. No consequences for changing it or anything, of course, colors and whatnot. Multiplayer, Team up with a small group of friends, explore the universe together. So yeah, you can either stay alive, make a base together, or you can just create a pirate crew, basically, and just go and screw other people over, and I'm sure that's gonna happen at some point. Fight as a pirate or a wingman in an epic space battle. Yeah, so you can get involved in space battles and stuff. Here are all of these 4 ships, you know, together. You know, that's a cool idea. You know, I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of, like, you know, going off on a ship together. Whenever I think of multiplayer, I think of just, you know, walking around on a planet together. But yeah, like the full game, you can just play it with company or no company. You can also group up to build communal bases, which is essentially just the base, but like bigger, you know, you're all building it together. Farms, of course, racetracks. Racetracks have always been a thing for a while. Progress together from the very start of the game all the way to the story. Yeah, so the whole thing can be done multiplayer. It's not like a special mode or, you know, oh, only the races are multiplayer. No, like the entire game is multiplayer if you wanted to. As a matter of fact, when you boot up the game for the first time, it asks you, do you want to play single player or multiplayer? And even within the single player, you're still leaving your world open if you're connected to the internet for people to join in on your game and just kind of wander in. Because when you do the multiplayer option, you can either join someone else's game that is already established, or you can just get randomly paired with other people. And so, you can definitely see, like, just some people walking into your game, just, you know, at random, because they decided to randomize. Communicate with others, you know, with a headset, text, using text chat on PC. Yeah, I noticed, because on the PS4 version, it only asks you if you want to turn on or off voice chat and didn't say, like, text or anything like that. I know that people can, like, plug in, like, you know, Bluetooth keyboards and stuff like that on PS3 and PS4. And I know that there's even, like, this little virtual keyboard that you can just use for small chatting and stuff like that. I know it's bothersome, but it is strange that they don't at least let you do that. But yeah, if you're on PC, you can text. Community engagement. Soon after the release of No Man's Sky Next, Hello Games has planned its first season of weekly content and community events. Yikes. Weekly content? This will be free for all players. No microtransactions. Thank you. Take part in community missions, new rewards, and customizations. Yeah, so there are multiplayer missions and stuff like that. Players will be able to interact with Xbox One mixer streamers by helping or hindering their gameplay. Yeah, so because of Xbox, they're doing the whole mixer thing. Yeah, this is the website that I was talking about, the Galactic Atlas website. Dedicated to the communities. Yeah, so this site features point of interest in No Man's Sky's Euclid Galaxy and will grow in functionality and expand over time and part through your feedback. Key regional hubs are marked, discovery statistics, and community events will be appearing soon. So yeah, if there's any event where you can meet up with people, they'll let you know where it's at. So this is literally the galaxy in the game. And so you have a legend here, region, planet, your location. And so if you know your coordinates to the game, I think it lets you, you know, find yourself. Yeah, use the glyphs or enter your address or type it below. Yeah, so it's just numbers. You can type, you know, random stuff, and I'm sure it'll give you something. But yeah, so points of interest, mass. There's a regional hub, and they give you a little picture, and you can copy it. Like, you can copy the coordinates and just, you know, punch it in. Basis claim coming soon. Yeah, so you can, you know, zoom it in. It's almost like it's like Google Maps or something, but for the galaxy, which is pretty damn interesting. You start to see these little triangles for planets start to build up. When you click on them, yeah, there we go. That's the name of the planet. There's like a structure here, a gallery just for pictures. You know, this is obviously a base claimed by somebody, and, you know, somebody just, you know, decorating it and decking it out and stuff. These are all just points of interest, you know, just highlights, featured stuff. Obviously, not every single goddamn planet is going to be here. But I'm assuming, as they say, if there's going to be some event or some community thing, they'll be like, okay, go to this planet on this place, and, you know, you'll be able to find it. Although, it is a little odd, you know? Like, what if there's an event right over here, but, like, I'm all the way on the opposite end of the galaxy, you know? Like, unless I have a really powerful hyperdrive, I'm not gonna make it. But, yeah, it's a cool website, you know? It's a cool little thing. It's a nice tool for hardcore players and stuff. Base building, yeah, that's a massive one. They said they had, like, hundreds. Yeah, there we go. Hundreds of new base parts. There's actually a cool feature in the game where you can actually look at every single material and every single element and everything in the game, And so whatever you have discovered is filled in with color and everything. You can see the model. But if you haven't seen it, it's blacked out. It's just a silhouette. And so I went through it, and there's so much stuff that I have in black. It was like, oh my god. There's so many brand new things to discover, hundreds and hundreds of different things. And of course, they all have their own blueprints and recipe and things that, you know, different manners in how you can build it and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I already have like 100 hours in this game. And I look like... It is looking like I might be putting in another 100 if I ever have the time. Teleporters, yeah, you can build them anywhere. Awesome. That's great. So like that, you can just go to like a space station or your base and stuff like that. I already had a base for a while, but it got erased thanks to this new update. But it was fine because, you know, because of the planet changing, all of the changes to space actually changes the state of the planets. And so my really beautiful world turned into like this toxic, you know, irradiated world. And so I wanted to abandon it either way. But still, it does kind of suck that all of my missions and my employees, they all kind of went away, so you kind of have to start from zero. Apparently, you can get them back with a terminal, but I just don't know what terminal they're talking about. And this is not a terminal, it's a portal. The base complexity and size dramatically increased, multiple bases, and improved terrain manipulator, yay. One big thing is that you can play the game in third person now, almost like Skyrim style. You know, you can do it, but it's not necessarily the optimal way to play. The coolest thing, though, is that you can do third person with your spaceship as well. So you can actually see your ship fighting and stuff like that. Again, I would still recommend doing it in first person. Gestures, you know, again, if it's multiplayer, you're gonna do, like, you know, slash dance or something like that, you know, putting those Fortnite dances in there. But yeah, you can lay down and say hi and wave and, you know, just typical online gestures. More decoration. I do like, you know, I was always very skeptical of a multiplayer in No Man's Sky, but seeing it in action, especially in pictures like these, it just looks really cool. You can make yourself look like a Star Wars character, an anomaly. I had the Traveler and the Anomaly confused. I thought that the Traveler was like these people-looking guys, but then Traveler is those guys that have like those big light bulbs for heads. And so, yeah, I do like how relatively robust it is. I mean, it has some cool designs, very Star Wars-y. Yeah, so play as, you know, Gek, Viking, Korvax, all of the races. The, yeah, Traveler / Anomaly. They kind of have both. Sort of the same thing. But, yeah, the Anomaly / Traveler thing is a relatively new thing. In any previous version of the game, it was mostly just the three, Gex, Viking, and Korvax, and that's it. And then, they never really specified what race you were. You were kind of just the Traveler. And yeah, so this is the Traveler / Anomaly, I guess. So yeah, you can make yourself look pretty gnarly, and it's cool. I like it. Freighter enhancement. So yeah, so this is one of my favorite parts. I love feeling like I'm the captain of a goddamn spaceship. Because they cost a lot of money. It costs like $1 million or almost 2 million units to buy one of these. But when you have it, you feel like the man. Because you can customize the inside of it. You can add more stuff. You can add a store. Like a fleet command room where you can go in and check in on the people that you sent out on an expedition. See if they're doing great, if they're too damaged, so you can bring them back. And there's people to handle all of that for you as well. It's just amazing. And of course, it's a massive source of storage where you can just keep things if you're, you know, running out of space on your suit. And of course, so the big thing now is that on top of being able to own one of these big ships, you can also add in like smaller sub-ships to your team, basically, to your, you know, to your frigate, to your fighter, I mean. Assemble and upgrade a fleet of frigates. Each specialized to excel in combat, exploration, trade, industry, and support. Yeah, so, because of these expeditions, they're going to say, oh, this is a combat expedition, so we highly recommend that you bring in combat-focused ships onto here. And so, of course, all of these ships, you can find them in space, you can buy them and add them to your team. And, of course, they're all super expensive. You really need to learn how to play with the economy or, you know how to farm money if you really want to buy a lot of these. Right now, I think if you already have a freighter, it starts you off with just one. But I definitely have been thinking of getting some new ones. And of course, their appearances are, you know, procedurally generated. These all look really cool, honestly. Sometimes, yeah, you see, you can get so many. And the thing that really gives you, like, a visual orgasm when you play the game is that you can summon your freighter anywhere. And so they do, like, the shoom, like the hyperspace, like Star Wars, they come in at light speed. And so, for me, it's just one ship. But when you see, like, a billion, you see, like, 20 goddamn shit, like, come in, it's like, again, it feels like you're in goddamn Star Wars. It's amazing. Like a rainbow of different, brightly colored ships here. And they'll have their own names and their, their advantages and disadvantages. There's fuel that you can give them, upgrade modules. Yeah, there's a lot to unravel here. This is all just one tiny part of the game as well. Assistance in space battles. Yeah, there have been many times now where, like, I've been getting attacked by pirates, and immediately, without me even doing anything, my freighter comes in and starts helping me out, which is awesome. Deploy them, help you explore. Yeah, improved freighter base building. Custom capital ship. Oh my god, so many elements and crafting resources and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Planetary resources have been expanded with unique substances and items to find and refine based on the planet's biome and weather, as well as still a classification. Yeah, well, one big thing that happened to me when I was playing the game is that a lot of the stuff that I had on my exosuit, the stuff that I had on my gun, the stuff that I had on my ship, like 80% of it turned into obsolete technology. It was like, they literally said, this is old. You can't use it anymore. We have revamped everything. We have a brand new set of items. You have to dismantle it and use it for something else. And so it kind of sucked because now my jetpack sucked. I couldn't stand a long time in extreme weather. Like, I was essentially starting from zero. My gun sucked. And so you have to go and explore and find these brand new blueprints, or go to a store and buy some blueprints so that you can start upgrading yourself up again. And so if you go to the planets, all of the resources are essentially different. No more iridium or iron or anything like that. It's all like, ferrite and oxygen and a whole bunch of different stuff. It's crazy how, like, from one update to the other, like, it's like two completely different games. It's almost like, like a sense of pride, or I don't know, like some historical, preserving the history of the game by, all these people saying, oh yeah, I remember how the game used to be back then. You used to have this and that, and not all this new stuff. YouTube would be the perfect way to kind of like preserve all of those different versions, because for every update, they really changed the game dramatically for the better. But, it'd still be cool to be able to retain, how the previous versions look like. Deployable tech can be picked up and carried in your inventory. Yep. Crafting is deeper. Yeah, where you have refiners now. So you can take raw substances and make them better to build, more refined stuff. So this is like a portable refiner. That's what I have right now on my ship. And I think these are just like stationary stuff. I don't know about these bigger ones, though. Maybe they just process stuff faster. Experiment with refiner recipes and discover all possibilities. Yeah, you can literally just plop in whatever element you want, and it'll output something different. And, of course, there will be some super high-tech items that will only, ask for sodium nitrate or, like, refined versions of whatever the element is. Procedural check, as always, that has always been a thing. Upgrade exosuit multi-tool starships. As I said, pretty much all of it is new now and different, so all of the previous blueprints that you had don't really matter. They don't exist anymore, so there's definitely, you're gonna have that moment where you check in on your gun and you don't have anything anymore, just a bunch of obsolete tech. You have to rebuild all that stuff. They'll have rankings and different stuff now. Yeah. Analysis advisor. Yeah, so analysis, there's so much more information now. I truly feel like an android or a robot. I feel like the Terminator, analyzing and scanning everything. And every single little piece of information, none of this is filler. Like, this is all useful info that helps you. And you can see points of interest and stuff like that, buried treasure, outposts, usually red exclamation points are enemies, where your ship is at. Missions and structure. Yeah, so a lot more missions. If you have a freighter, obviously you can go in and check in missions and do them. Envoys, opening section of the game, have been overhauled. New story elements, early taste of advanced gameplay features, new missions. Yeah, and so I think creative mode would be the perfect way for you to start looking at all this stuff. Because, yeah, when you start from zero, you really don't have anything. But if they say that they revamped it to get a taste of how everything is going to be, then cool. And that really makes me want to start a brand new game. Because I've been going through all these updates with my original save that I've had since the day the game launched, honestly. And so I really haven't enjoyed to the fullest extent all of these updates, because all of the story, I already went through it, I already maxed out everything, so I'm kind of, getting the tail end of all of it, rather than, like, how the game kind of meant for all of it to be paced, especially now with this new update. Graphical enhancements, I mean, they do like a before and after thing. I honestly don't see it. I mean, the rocks kind of stick out of the ground a little bit more, but that's kind of it. Like, literally just the rocks is the only thing that changed. In terms of the ship, they did add more, like, it looks like they just added a bunch of tattoos to the ship. It really is a big difference. Yeah, I mean, before I would say, well, the ship is fine, why do you need to change it? But now that I look at it, I mean, there's more detail, more stuff. It looks like they just, you know, plastered a bunch of decals onto it. Sometimes it looks ugly, sometimes it looks cool. I don't know. It depends. Depends on the ship. Planetary rings of asteroid. This is definitely the more, like, noticeable things. Is that a lot of these solar systems have rings, have planets with rings on them. And I thought it was cool until I discovered that pretty much every single solar system that you go to has at least one ringed planet, which, you know, I don't know. Yeah, vast oceans, you know, the more water biomes and stuff like that. I've really been wanting to look for bodies of water now because there's this particular, I want to get myself some rocket boots, and I need a salt refractor, and I need salt to be able to make it. It just, it sucks. Like, yeah, I need to find bodies of water, and I haven't been able to. Look, ever since the update, the only thing I've been finding is like either really hot planets or really irradiated planets. And so I haven't been able to like find one nice looking planet like this one. And so that's kind of what I'm in search for right now. Dynamic clouds, yeah, so they added clouds to the game, like better looking clouds, and it does look really nice. The UI overhaul, as usual, they always overhaul this thing. They give you information on the corner of the screen rather than right in front of you. Everything is on the corners now, so that you know, there's more, space for you to actually look at things. The real estate here is a little smaller, a little more compact, but it's good. It's good. Of course, quality of life. Build menu, quick menu, just, you know, small little convenient things. The building and the menus with all the stuff with the D-pad does feel a little bit easier and faster to do, charging up equipment. Now you got gestures, and the way that you toggle from third person to first person is done through all these menus. You can summon your ship from anywhere, you know, that's also really cool. Let's see. Inventory stacks can now be split for a more streamlined experience. Really, how do you do that? Because I've been wanting to do that, and I have no idea. Oh, change stack size. Okay, well, that's on PC. I don't know how they do that on PS4. I'm going to have to pay attention to that. Players or fighters can summon any of their personal starship fleet at any time. Yeah. Maintenance and repair interactions. Visual and functional overhaul. Repairs now take place in-world and be carried out in incremental stages. Yeah, so it's like you can go into your fleet ships and, like, actually walk over to the places that you have to fix and fix them, which is cool. We saw a lot of that during the live stream, where I sent a ship to an expedition and it got damaged. I had to come back and fix it. I brought it back, and I literally, like, parked onto the little ship, and I was there in space just walking, you know, like, fixing the airlock or whatever. It's just really immersive and nice. Players interested in salvage can repair damaged ships. Yeah, multi-tools, but gathering the right components and fixing damaged slots. Yeah. Purchase all of your space exploration needs in a brand new space. Yeah, so the space station, I remember... this is how the space station looks like. It's completely overhauled. Back then, in any other previous version, it was just one big empty-ass parking lot and then two rooms on the left. One on the left and one on the right, and that was it. Like, so lacking. Really, really small. And now, it looks like legitimately like a place for you to just hang out. It does legitimately look like a space station. And look, I can see an Sbarro over there. I can see the McDonald's. I can see it looks like a fucking food court. But yeah, it's cool. So yeah, exploration, fauna, flora, new enemies, excavate buried ruins with a terrain manipulator. That's basically your shovel for you to, like, dig up stuff out of the ground. Blueprint analyzer, yeah. So I think that's an item that you have to build. Like, I don't have the blueprints for the blueprint analyzer. So, like, this is what I'm talking about when I say that you start from zero, you know? And that's why it's bad for me as a person who has played for 99, 100 hours, is that I'm so filled. I fill my equipment with so much stuff that I don't feel the need of exploring planets anymore, which is different from back then at the beginning, where I didn't have anything, so I would be on a planet for a long time, just getting as many resources as I can. But now that everything is new, none of my blueprints work, now I gotta go back into the planets and explore again. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting to, you know, come across monstrosities like these. Creature types will herd together, grazing and fleeing from danger as a group. Yeah, they'll act like animals. Creatures respond more enthusiastically to being fed. See you as a friend, alerting nearby creatures to food sources. Cool. Creature movements now appear more natural and intelligent. Improved AI. Yes, I love that. Sentinel behavior and animation has been improved. Players can stand their ground in combat or take advantage of the time between reinforcement waves to escape and find a place to avoid drone scans and searches. Yeah, I've been having to deal with a lot of Sentinels recently because I always land on planets where the security is really high and they just shoot you for no reason. But, yeah, I do see some differences in the AI. Find navigational data over, in the overhauled signal booster to locate planetary targets. So yeah, when you're building, you can make a signal booster, just plop it into the ground, and you can say, okay, find me an abandoned base, and it'll find it for you. But now you need an item called navigation data. That you can insert it onto it, and it'll give you, you know, a building or a point of interest. It's very similar to, like, the hacking card that you could use to, like, summon your ship and stuff like that. Survive the threat of new hazardous flora and fauna. Be careful if you touch the eggs. And apparently that's an egg. On my live stream yesterday, I came across one of these things. And those don't look like eggs. Honestly, I came across them, and they shot some spores out at me, and I got poisoned. Like, I lost a lot of health. And I said, those aren't eggs. That's like a living being. Like, it was pulsating and moving around. Like, it was creepy. And that's cool. Like, this is what I love. I love the discovery of the game. It kind of reminds me of when I discovered those, like, attack tentacles for the first time. When it comes to, like, flora and, like, you know, dangerous enemies that are not just animals. Like, it's just, technically just the tentacles. But then, when I went down into a cave, the very first time that I came across those, like, poisonous eggs, it's like, oh, you know, like, Jesus, what is this? I was truly exploring space there, just discovering new things. New audio, of course, more NPC vocals. I have been noticing that. New Foley for player characters, yeah, so now that you actually have a character model for you to use, there is more audio where you hear them, like, jumping or taking damage or getting tired and stuff like that. You hear, like, like them breathing whenever you are fatigued. Ship sounds, combat audio, yeah, that does sound a little different. Game soundtrack has been expanded. Yeah. And, of course, you got patch notes. So, of course, if you just want to get to the point here of everything that they changed, you can definitely read up on this. I'll take a look at this for a little while. But, yeah, man, there's so much stuff. Third-person camera for walking, jetpacking, swimming, and ships. New player models, reworked animation. Yeah, so a lot of the character models for the aliens, they have, like, you know, like, gestures and shit like that. New animation for players, system and animation gestures, character customization. Player character turns to look at points of interest, get in and out of vehicle effects. Interaction, how the player characters were where appropriate. Oh, yeah, they show the player character where appropriate. Warping in ship is in third person. Deployable tech to better fit third-person mode. Yeah, real-time missions, scheduled mission, multiplayer missions, overhaul tutorial, and new mission type. Yeah, so there's photography missions, which is weird. Let's take pictures of stuff. Feeding, fighter combat, archaeology, hunting missions. Yeah, they really expanded the missions, and I like that. You're always going to have something to do in a game like this. Base can be built anywhere. Awesome. They can own multiple bases. Yes. Hundreds of new base parts. Yes. Size limits, increased size limits. Awesome. Joint base building, where you can just, you know, build a base with other people. Improved teleporting. Improved terrain editor. Tone down saturation intensity palette choices. Yes. Terrain editing now stops you when you hit the limit, rather than overwriting old edits. Good. Bases cannot be deleted. Okay. Disabled base auto-uploading. Yeah. Downloading more than one. Fighter. Yeah, this is another thing that I'm super interested in. So include missions, upgrade system combat, exploration assistance. You can even add a hyperdrive to your fighter so that you can, you know, go into other solar systems along with it, rather than going to your ship and doing it on your own. Overhauled base building inside player fighters, speed of airlock, improved speed of airlock doors opening on fighters. Yeah, it opens faster. Crafting and resources. Yeah, they added a ton of stuff, honestly. All player-owned ships can now be summoned. Yes, from anywhere, which is amazing. You don't have to, like, use resources or anything. That really takes away the worry of getting lost on a planet. Although that was pretty exciting and on its own, just kind of leaving the ship somewhere and just going off far away. But then it is a pain in the ass to come back, right? So you can summon it anywhere as long as there's some, like, open space for you to land it. That's cool. Yeah, fixing camera voxels, pins, base building recipes on the HUD. Yeah, so pinning recipes is cool. So you always know, you know, what goal you want to, you know, go towards. I wish there were multiple pins, because right now they only give you one. And there's always multiple things I want to build, so giving you at least 2 or 3 more pins would be cool. And, you know, graphics, planet generation, they added, you know, tree size variation, tree density, sky, fog, clouds, you know, switch object and terrain fading, new drone texture effects, you know, textures with the, you know, poison blobs and ships, heavy air in caves, engine effects for the ships. You can change the color of the little fire that shoots out when you're on the ship. Yeah, space station completely overhauled, new style of stairs, redesigned look at the teleporter, improved building frequency, LOD system for base building parts, and of course talk about the animals, the plant, the exploration, new underground ruins, hazardous flora, hazardous fauna, exosuit inventory size, change starting, the starting size. Not on Polos tax or not on the mission log. Yeah, controls in combat, splash damage. Multi-tool manual holstering and unholstering. Air resistance stimulation for jetpack. You can like actually get a plant that boosts up your jetpack. Critical hits. Extra armor plating on the sentinels. Improved weapon alternate mode. Jesus Christ. Stability, balance, and fixes. Oh my god. This game is filled with so much stuff. Look at all that. And I only played on stream for like 3 hours. And god... Man, I barely scratched the surface of all of this. I think one of the big things that I have to do, because I spent a lot of time on a space station, I definitely need to just start exploring planets. I'm in a particularly cool solar system right now, where there's a lot of valuables, and there's a good amount of planets, so I think I want to go to all of them and just explore them and see what's up, and maybe build a base on one of them, because I really do want to start building that up again. But yeah, man, it's awesome. I really, really enjoy seeing this game truly come together, because, you know, again, I hate to keep mentioning it or bringing it up, but like the drama that always comes in with, you know, how the game was received during launch and all the stuff that was lacking, that still persists. There's still people out there that think that the game now is still how it was at launch, which is not true. They keep adding more and more and more and more and more stuff, and even stuff that we weren't even told was going to be in the game, you know, all the stuff that we didn't even know we wanted until after the fact. I think the only thing that is missing that would make me say like fucking game of the decade would be virtual reality. If I can just slap a PSVR headset and just do the whole thing first person, just turning your head around and stuff, I think that would be amazing. But the game, the frame rate of this game already chugs enough as it is with all the stuff that's going on. Just imagine virtual reality. I think that'd be like a PC thing, if anything. But yeah, I am super psyched and super pumped. Even though I already live streamed this game for a little bit, I still haven't seen anywhere close to all the stuff that they're offering on here. Say, you know, I haven't seen ruins or anything. Most of the planet exploration I haven't seen yet. But I do need to, like, maybe put myself in a position where I just really want to get some resources and get lost. That forces me to do that, or, you know, build certain stuff. Right now I'm looking for salt, and I haven't found any. But, yeah, for sure I'm going to live stream this again today. Yesterday, I just played it on my own, single player, but I think I very much want to try the multiplayer aspect of this. And you guys know me, I'm not much of a multiplayer guy myself. I'm usually very like, I'd rather not play with others. I kind of just enjoy more playing on my own. But this time around specifically, the entire selling point of this update is that there's multiplayer in the game, and you can just randomly, you know, put yourself on anyone's game. So I may not have a team of friends right now, but maybe I can make some new friends, or just, you know, see how the interaction is like. You know, I'm just curious to see how that looks like. So maybe the focus of this live stream will be that, and then maybe I'll start off a brand new world on creative mode, where I can just play around with everything and see what I like. Definitely the base building is something that I'm curious about, and seeing how they pace everything at the beginning. So yeah, I think there's still so much more to see that I'm missing out on, because I have my fucking 100% hour save where I've maxed everything out. So I think it might be worth looking into how they're pacing all of the initial parts of the game thanks to these updates. But that about does it for me. That's me. That is my super duper long, I mean, for how long have I been going? For talking about No Man's Sky, let me check my OBS. 35 minutes. You know, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But if you enjoyed this video, if you guys are hyped or excited or interested in this update, you know, give it a like, subscribe, and, you know, all social media stuff is down in the description. And, of course, you can join me on the live stream that I'll be doing tonight. It'll be on twitch.tv/gghf_live, or you can watch it on this here YouTube channel. Of course, just subscribe and hit that bell icon, and you'll be notified when I start streaming. I already have the post scheduled. I just have to wait for the time to come and I'll go live. Fair warning, though, my internet connection, I stream through Wi-Fi. That's already mistake number one, right? But, I've been having a lot of trouble with my internet connection recently, and so, don't be surprised if you see, like, the stream just dying for no reason. That's what happened last night. Like, just from 1 minute to the other, it went from, like, 2 megabytes per second to, like, 0 in, like, a second. And the internet did not come back until, like, you know, past midnight last night. And now it's starting to act up again. So, the stream might be cut a little short, but I'll try to make the attempt, and, you know, hopefully things don't die out on me, because I really do want to try out all this online stuff, and if not, you know, we can always do single player. I mean, the game is practically the same. I'm just curious to see how big of a difference it'll make by having multiple people just kind of explore around with you. See if there's going to be a lot of assholes, or if there's going to be a lot of nice people. Who knows? I mean, it's just a roll of the dice, basically. But anyway, that's it for me. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time for another video.